Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to KHM Today, your weekly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I'm your host, Carolyn Orff, and today is, what is it, April 26th, 2023. I can't even believe we are at the end of April already, and summer is almost here, and I couldn't be more excited. We have a lot of fun in store for you today. But before we get to that, just a couple of things to announce. We will not have a live show next week because we are hosting 40 fantastic agents in Cleveland for our Boot Camp 2.0 event. So that is going to be great. But be on the lookout on our YouTube channel for something really fun that will be posted. So you won't want to miss it. It's a lot of fun, and we've been working hard on it. We will be back live on May 10th with another fantastic supplier. For those of you tuning in today that are KHM agents, and we know some of you aren't, and that's okay, but I do want to make sure that everyone with KHM knows that we have some amazing events posted. Of course, we have Boot Camp 1.0, which is in October, Destination Success coming in July, and we also have our On the Concourse events, so make sure you're checking out the portal for registration for those. And the summertime is here. We're going to start to see lots of FAMs pop up, so make sure you're checking the portal for all that fun information. Guys, before we introduce our first guest, let me know that you're here in our chat. Love to see all of you pop on. So for the first time ever, please welcome Mike Julius, Vice President of Field Sales North America for Carnival Cruise Line. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, Carolyn.
How are you today?
I am so excited about this. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Good. Well, I hope you feel the same after we do our lightning round of questions. So these are, and I forgot, we just chatted for 15 minutes and I forgot to tell you we were going to do this. So these are quick questions that you're just supposed to tell me right off the bat. And it just gives our viewers a little bit of an opportunity to get to know you on a more personal level. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. What was your first job?
Mowing lawns.
Okay. What is your favorite month?
December.
Yes. What is your favorite season?
Oh, season to enjoy. All of them.
What is your favorite word?
Word.
That's a hard one.
My favorite word is awesome.
Who do you text the most?
Oh, boy. That is a good one. Adolfo. I would say Adolfo.
What is your favorite dessert?
I'd rather have a bowl of chips instead of dessert, but if I had to pick a dessert, I would say ice cream.
Perfect. I'm a Chex Mix fan. And if you had to change your name to something else, what would it be?
Maximiliano.
Very good. See, you passed with flying colors. Well done. Those are harder than you think.
They are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And there are harder ones. We like to do that at some of our events with our executive team. And so we've done it twice now at our Boot Camp 1.0 events. And I get new questions every time. They think they know what's coming. And then I totally switch it up on them. And some of the answers are absolutely hysterical. So, but I think it gives you a bird's eye view into someone's, what they might not be on the outside.
That's right. I like it.
All right. So I had the pleasure of having dinner with you and some of your team just a couple weeks ago at the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum. And one of the things I noticed is that your team really it's amazing, right? But it really seems that that these people fit what I would believe is the Carnival corporate philosophy and just the core values and just the overall fun of the organization. How do you create this kind of a culture in your role?
Well, first of all, dinner was amazing, and I love that you were there, and I look forward to doing it again next year. What do we do? I'll tell you, it's a very family-oriented culture, and I've been with Carnival for 33 years now, and and everyone that I've ever worked with at Carnival has been this same way. And it's just a vibe that we have. It's we all live the brand, and the brand lives with us, and we are fun, we're outgoing, we're social, and I think that's just part of our DNA here at Carnival.
I totally picked up on that, and what another thing that I've learned, in building relationships with you guys over the last couple of years being with KHM is that people stick around for a really long time. And
Yeah,
and in this industry, you don't always see that, right? You're
right.
I'm constantly looking at shifts in Travel Weekly every week, which is great too, but I feel like that's a cultural thing. People like what they're doing, they like who they're working for, and they like the environment. And I think that's a hard thing to do, and you guys seem to really have figured this out.
Well, we're kind of like the firm. You don't get out alive. So no, but thank you for that compliment. And I have to tell you, even though I've been here 33 years, we have some business development directors on our team that have been with us for over
Yeah.
40 years, which that speaks volumes for not only the brand, but for the family feel that we have
Mhm.
here, and how they love the job, and they're just excellent.
Yeah,
All of
and
them, every one
it's
of
a
them.
commitment to us as the travel advisor as well.
Yeah.
So I know that you're a big wine fan. What sort of things can we see on Carnival ships that would lend itself to this sort of higher end w foodie wine I don't wanna say wino experience, but, wine lover experience
Well, I
that
have
you
had a lot
enjoyed?
of experience drinking wine. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you that. It's funny, but whenever I have a big weekend and I've got family or friends in, and we go through a lot of wine, and maybe there's a case or two of empty bottles, I always put them in the neighbor's driveway so the garbage people think it's them and not me. But we do have some excellent wines on board, and I think that's probably one of the things that people don't expect when they come on board Carnival. We've got this great program called Cruise the Vineyards, and it's three different packages that you can buy once you get on board, and it has varying degrees of wines that you get at a special discount. If you don't finish a bottle of wine at dinner, they'll save it for you the next night. But if you say, "Hey, I'm going to the steakhouse tomorrow night," they take the wine there for you. That program, I think, has been very, very popular. Um, Plus, we have here's a little tip for the team there at KHM. When you're selling Carnival, tell them to tell their clients that the first night on board, and both the Steakhouse Fahrenheit 555 and Rudy's, you get a complimentary bottle of wine. So, hey, if you have an open night and you want to go into the
Mhm.
steakhouse, you're going to get some free wine with your dinner, which both of those experiences are amazing to begin with. But throw in a bottle of wine on top of it, and you've got a winning evening.
That's a great tip. What about, being at the bar and, I'm just sitting there and I'll just say, "Eh, just give me a cab."
Yeah,
Is there an extensive wine list that I can find at any of the bars?
there is. I wouldn't call it extensive, but I'll give you another tip. All of our steakhouses, the Fahrenheit 555, they have a little bar there where I always like to go around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and there is where you can find some amazing wines by the glass. So not necessarily a bar wherever everyone's at alchemy, or
Mhm.
they're enjoying cocktails somewhere. But if you're looking for a nice glass of wine before dinner, go to the steakhouse, sit at the bar, and you're going to find an amazing list there.
Ah, see, good tips. All
Yeah.
right. So the next thing I want to chat with you about is Carnival Journeys. And, I've been kind of stalking the website and looking at these because I think the itineraries are so intriguing. And as I shared with you before the show, a lot of our agents are posting that they're either booking these for themselves or for clients. So tell me about these journeys and what they could mean for our business.
Well, the journeys are a special sailing, if you will. This whole journey program is several years old, but it was born from a place where our Carnival loyalists, our guests, were saying, "Hey, we've done every ship, we've done every itinerary. We want something exotic. We want something longer. We want some place that you don't normally sail to," and that's what Journeys is. So, for your advisors out there, if you have that type of client, keep your eyes and ears peeled for announcements of the journeys, because these are a quick sell, They sell out quickly because the people recognize the value and the experience on board. So not only is the itinerary so interesting, we bring back some of the old things like the midnight buffet and some of the old maybe the men's hairy chess contest by the pool, some of the old cruising activities and events that we used to do a long time ago. So it's a little bit of a throwback, and at the same time you're going to all these new amazing ports and just really having a great time. So make sure you watch for those journey sailings, because again, they do fill very quickly.
Will we see these with newer ships or more of the classic ships?
Both,
Both.
actually. Yeah.
Okay. Good
Yeah.
to know. All right. So Earth Day was
Yes.
this past weekend, and it was fun to watch people out and about doing different community service projects. I know that you guys are very committed to sustainability. You've got a lot on the books moving forward with new ships. What does that look
Mhm.
like for you guys? What does it mean, and how are you implementing this into moving forward?
Well, first of all, the earth is it's precious, right? And we have to take care of it. And it's everyone's responsibility, not only the cruise line's responsibility, but our guests also play a very big part in the sustainability. And they've been responding to everything that we've done very well. And it's because they want to know that when they come back on their next vacation, they're going to enjoy the destinations and the places that we serve and that we sail to, along with their children and their future generations. So it's everyone's role and responsibility. But just a couple of things that we're doing at Carnival. We have around the clock recycling, and an interesting statistic is that just last year, our fleet wide, we had over 11 million pounds of recyclables. 11 million pounds of recyclables. So gone are the days where cruise lines have been reported to dumping everything. And no, we take it very seriously. In fact, we've all but eliminated all of the single plastic use on board. Not only that, we really try to control the reduction in food waste. We have these food digesters on board every one of our ships, which is really a unique process where all uneaten food goes into these digesters, and it's broken down. 99% of it is broken down to water, and that is the byproduct. So it's all of these little things that we're doing, along with the decarbonization of the emissions. Our newest ship, the Mardi Gras, was the first ship cruising in North America with LNG, which is liquefied natural gas. The celebration is the same. The Jubilee is coming out with LNG. So we're doing our part,
Mhm.
and every cruise line is. But I think it's important to recognize what the cruise line and the cruise industry is doing. And if anyone's interested, we have our company corporation, Carnival Corp, has a very detailed report that they can find at carnivalsustainability.com. And there you're going to find everything that we're doing to really protect this precious earth and these precious waters we sail to.
One of my favorite conversations to have with clients is the conversation for those that either haven't sailed for a long time or have been strictly opposed to it. And now, for some reason, they're coming and perhaps considering it. And I love being able to shift the conversation to what they think this is all about to what it actually is. And unfortunately, I think in the early days of cruising, there was a lot of talk, and rightfully so, about waste,
Mhm.
food waste, just everything in general. And it's so nice to have that conversation now that says, you know what, this is what they do. This is the sort of technology that's on the ships. And oh, by the way, there isn't the waste the way you think there that is. And that comes in the form of these digesters, but also when you look at how food's presented.
Exactly.
I was so pleasantly, not surprised, I was pleased with when I went into the dining room, I was given an adequate amount of food. I wasn't overfed. I felt satisfied at the end of the meal. I wasn't rolling out of there, and if I was still hungry, look, I could go grab something else somewhere else, but I felt it was appropriately portioned, and there wasn't waste. And, so I really love those steps to just make sure, you know what? We don't need to just keep bringing the food out.
Right.
Let's
It's interesting.
let's be smart about this.
It's interesting you say that because some people, some naysayers may say that we're cutting back, right? The cruise lines are cutting back because they're trying to manage the food waste. And it's simply not true. It is just that, it's food waste.
Mhm.
Just a little simple thing. And now I'll just tell you this. Maybe I'm out of turn by saying this, but at our pizzerias, the pizzas used to be round, right? And people would come up and they'd want an entire pizzeria because it could fit on their plate. Now we do them oblong and we cut them in smaller pieces and give them two pieces instead of a whole pizza because we find half eaten pizza uh,
Yes.
being wasted all the time.
Yep.
And so it's these little things that make a difference to keep that sustainability,
Mhm.
which is so important to everyone. And we're really proud of that fact.
That's awesome. Okay, so we also know it's Autism Awareness Month, and
Mhm.
this was, I have to tell you, one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. The minute I got on the celebration, it's got a little bit of a different format as to where you come in on the ship. And the
Mhm.
very first thing I saw next to a staircase was a sign that said um, uh, something about oh gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. Sound sensitivity.
Yes,
And
sensitivity to light,
yes,
to sound. Yeah.
and gave directions on where to go and what to do. And I just
Mhm.
thought that was really remarkable that someone didn't have to really dig for that information. They didn't have to go ask. It was like front and center. Here you are in this main area. We know it's going to be loud. Here's what you need to do. And so speak a little bit about, I believe it's Culture City.
Correct. The organization is KultureCity, and we've had a long lasting relationship with them. And our entire team on board and ashore have been trained on KultureCity. It's one of those things that maybe you recognize it like you did, or maybe you don't. But when you need something like that, or you have a child that or an adult that has autism or some other disability, that is very recognizable to them because they know that if they need something to calm a child or to distract them from the activities or the lights or something, the bags are right there. And it's a very rewarding experience because families that have needs, special needs like that, can now do a vacation worry free, knowing that not only are the bags available, but the crew is trained on it as well. So it's a really special program.
I just love the idea of families being able to come to advisors and not being, not having to be told, "No, that's not the best
Yeah,
fit for you," because of that, right? You might not, wanna do this or that, but it's not because of this need that your family has, that it's open to everyone and it's a good fit. So I
that's right.
just love the inclusivity of it and, being able to say, "Yes, this will absolutely work for your family." Is really very freeing.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
It's a great sales tool.
it absolutely is, and to be able to speak to that and share that with people, I mean, I share it even though, we've got family and friends that don't have those challenges, but at the same time, it's like, "Let me tell you what I learned today."
Yeah,
Because you never know, who they're involved with and who they might share it with. So,
exactly.
it's very special, and it's really encouraging to see, really the industry as a whole embrace this idea and say, "Let's figure this out. How will this vacation work for a family that has that challenge?"
Agree.
So,
Well said.
um,
Well
uh,
said.
thank you, thank you. Okay, what's your favorite sales tip for us before I let you go and get on with the rest of your day?
Okay, here is what I like to tell advisors. The easiest way to double your commission in selling a Carnival cruise vacation is to, once you've completed that sale, no matter if it's a group environment or an individual, ask one simple question. And it's not a yes or no question. It's a question that is posed like this: who do you know that you believe would enjoy this same experience? And what you've done, if you just triggered their minds, now they're thinking, oh my gosh, maybe my sister and her husband and kids would like it, or my parents would like this, or
Mhm.
our friends across the street, they would enjoy this. If you say, do you know anyone else that might enjoy this? They're going to say, no, not really. Not really. But if you ask who, that triggers their mind. And
Yeah.
here's the data that'll support that. we know a very, very high percentage of people that are on a specific ship and sailing date know someone else on that same ship and sailing date. So if you're selling just a single cabin to a family of 3 or 4, you can easily double your commissions and ask that simple question, and you'll get another booking. Maybe you'll get 2 or 3 or 4, but just take the time to ask that question.
I love
That's
it.
my tip.
It's so funny because anyone that's been at an event with me, a boot camp event, knows that that's a very difficult question for me to ask for my own personal travel.
Mhm.
But I think I could absolutely do a better job of saying, who else would like this? Who else would you like to travel with? This spring break.
They may
Who do
not have
who do
an
the
answer
kids
right
wanna
then
go?
and there, right? But it gives you an opportunity to follow
Yeah.
up and say, "Hey, did you have a chance? Carolyn, do you ever think
Mhm.
who else might enjoy doing this cruise with you and your husband and your son?" And just see what they say.
Yeah.
And it works. It truly works. I get emails all the time after I give that advice. I get a tip, whether through social media or an email, and it says, "You know what? I tried it. It wasn't hard, and it worked, and I
Yeah.
doubled my commissions."
Yes, yes. Well, I'm hoping that our next guests after I let you go here will also give some good tips on how to sell Carnival and how to maximize their potential because they're going to be sailing on the Carnival horizon in just a week or so. So,
I
thank
know.
you so much
You're
for being
excited.
here and taking the time out of your day and I look
Listen,
forward to our next dinner.
I do too. And I just want to say thank you to everyone at KHM. I call you all KHMers.
Yep.
All the KHMers in your headquarter, Rick, Jeff, Bill, Bridget, Chantel, yourself. A special shout out to Jeff Rock, who is the Carnival
Yes, he
Salesperson
was.
of the Year. So amazing group you've got there, and we're proud to call you partners and friends. So thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. And we'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Sounds good.
All right, take care.
Thanks. Bye bye.
All right, you guys, as I mentioned, our next two guests are going to be sailing on the Carnival Horizon for a seminar at sea specifically dedicated to social media. Please welcome Sammy and Sarah from the KHM marketing team. Hello, you guys. Hi.
Hi.
So, so when you hear Mike speak, do you then say, oh my gosh, we got to do so much work next week. I got to go check this out. I got to go have that glass of wine.
Actually, Sammy and I were just talking like I'm gonna get the highest tier like beverage package so I can try all the fancy drinks, take all the videos and photos and share it with everybody. And the inside connection about going to the one bar and getting the wine, you better believe I'm gonna do that.
So smart. And I never think to do that. I'll go find the bar that's kind of in the main thoroughfare. I'll, have one on my balcony. But yeah, I forget about that. So that was a huge tip. Okay, you guys. So you're sailing next week. Sarah, for you, it's your first cruise, but you have a very specific purpose for this fam, and it is to educate and to really teach how to use social media to your benefit. So explain to us, what are you going to be sharing? What sort of trends are out there that you feel are going to be, the cornerstones of your conversation next week?
Well, the main cornerstone is just realizing how people are currently using all the different social media sites and how the trends might transition depending on what age group you are in. So, like TikTok, for example, that's a hot button topic for a lot of people. But for someone like Sammy, he's like, don't take away my TikTok. I need that or I don't survive.
Right.
So,
But we know a lot of our agents we're Facebookers, right? We love our
Right.
Facebook. And I have to say, I'm kind of a huge fan of Instagram too. It took me a lot of time to get there, but I do love it.
Yeah, especially now that Instagram and Facebook are connected, so you can kind of do 2 in 1 at the same time, and it's really beneficial and saves a lot of time that way.
Sammy, do I want to be? We know videos are huge. People love to watch videos. When I have been to different destinations, especially Disney World, and I record fireworks, and I post that just on my Facebook page, this always gets liked, commented on, and shared multiple times. And we
Fun
love those
fact,
shares.
Carolyn,
Hmm.
did you know that Disneyland is the #1 Instagrammable location?
Is it really?
Yeah.
See, who knew? Well, I wouldn't have thought most. I would have thought top 10.
Right.
But do I want to be doing just a Facebook video, or do I want to be doing a live, or is it Instagram reel? Like, what should I be doing to kind of stay in my comfort zone, but also extend my reach?
So going live sometimes can be scary because, it's whatever happens on the video happens in the video, and anyone who's watching can see it live. Kind of like right now, exactly.
Yeah.
So, so I prefer pre-recording videos for social media, especially for Facebook and Instagram. They've introduced Reels, like you just mentioned. But
Mhm.
the cool thing about Reels is anyone can see them, whether they are following your page or not. So I would 100% take advantage of Reels. And these videos, they don't have to be long. They don't even have to be longer than 10 seconds. The average person, you only have 2 to 3 seconds to hook them in, and then you only have about 7 seconds before they get bored. So, these videos, as long as they're stimulating and, they're giving lots of vibrant colors or sounds or, something exciting keeps them watching, that's when it gets shared more or more comments and engaged with more.
As you were saying that, I was just thinking about my own pattern when I watch these. And that I think is a really good thing to reflect on, because I notice I will stop, and Sarah loves this too, cooking videos. But if you don't show me what it's going to look like at the end fast enough, I swipe. I
Exactly.
keep moving. So you're absolutely right. Like, think about the attention span and what someone wants to see in that short amount of time. They
Exactly.
don't want to watch the whole middle prep. They want to see the
Right.
beginning and really the end.
Exactly.
Awesome. So what is your goal for next week with the agents that are on board?
I would say the goal is to just get everyone comfortable with each platform, because a lot of people are a little nervous and shy if they're inexperienced on social media. So, all of the agents that are traveling with us are awesome and amazing. And we just want to make sure they're comfortable and understand everything. And, we want to be there to help them with whatever they need.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I would hope everyone takes away is that it doesn't have to be harder than it is. We
Right.
sometimes set this up as something that's going to take a long time, and oh my gosh, I don't have time for this, when reality sets in, it's really not that difficult. You just have to become comfortable with the technology.
Exactly.
Sarah, what are
and
you most looking forward to sharing with the group?
I think I'm most excited about sharing is how to orchestrate the message that you want to share to the world. Like I'm sharing right now, like my things I'm going to be taking videos of and photos of is my experience as a bi woman who's married, who has sensory issues. So you better believe I'm checking out KultureCity.
Mhm.
And someone who's a foodie and someone who is a first-time traveler. So that's a specific demographic, but it can hit on so many different points.
Mhm.
And all those different points, those are possible clients for you. And it could attract more clients to you. So
Mhm.
just getting people to understand your own personal experiences are important and valued, and having a specific spin on it can
Mhm.
get you more clients.
Absolutely. Well, and I know one of your team members is traveling right now, and she's vegan, and she has a
Yeah.
large vegan clientele, and the way she's gotten that clientele is through her postings, because she is sharing her food journey. And for a lot of people, just like people with sensory issues, thank you, Sarah. I could not pull that word out of my brain for some reason today. But those that have sensory issues like to see postings on that, so they see that it's possible. And the same thing with food, right? You see that it's possible, whether it's a challenge or you're just enthralled by food. You see the options and you get excited about that. So I can't wait to watch all of the things that you guys are posting. Sammy, how important is it for agents to start posting about things that maybe they aren't super knowledgeable about, but they're trending?
I would say the best thing to do is to just get used to the trends first, scroll through and see how other people are using these trends. Because, for example, on TikTok, if there's a viral sound, and a viral sound can be used for many things, whether you're an ice cream shop or a pizza shop or you're selling travel. But, I would just focus on seeing how they make the trend apply to whatever their business is. So I would just focus on, you don't have to fully understand it, but you have to understand how you can apply it to yourself.
Okay. I think of all those songs that are keep constantly replayed and just used in different
Yeah.
ways. It's not always dancing. So that's really interesting. All right, you guys. Well, I can't wait to hear about this fantastic journey that you're going on and hear the feedback from agents. I just think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I wish you guys the best of luck as you do your first educational event aboard a ship. And I hope you'll come back and share your success with all of us.
Yeah, will do. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your day. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining us today. Thank you to Carnival Cruise Line and, of course, Sammy and Sarah for being here. Let's see who's here next week. We have no show next week, and I can't remember who's on after that. No, I think it's Virgin Voyages. So I hope you guys will all tune in. Thank you, everyone, for your comments today. I love this. Michelle, Denise, Annie, Carrie, who else was up at the top there? I think Ashley was here. You guys, it was so wonderful to see your comments, and we hope to see you again in another week. And take care and happy sailing.